Hey guys, what's up? So it's December 31st, 2024, and we're gonna go ahead and do a New Year's video, I guess. So, I just kind of wanted to talk about a few things that happened this last year, and, just, I guess, a recap, if you will. So, the first big major thing that happened was, of course, 50. So let me just kind of give you guys a little information on how this went. So starting in January, we got back from Christmas break. I had an inkling that maybe this year would be it, but I had that inkling before, so I wasn't for sure. So one of the first signs was, I had fought very hard about not getting the new stop put on this bus, before they made it optional. But anyway, so I had, pretty much made the point of, I don't want that stop on this bus. And 50, mind you, had not really been getting used anyway, so it's not like it was on the road. So I had noticed, because Highway Patrol never set like they would say something and then you get pushed back further, as in when the new stop was supposed to be required, like for everything. So it just, there was no set date. And so we didn't really know for sure when the new stop was supposed to take effect. So, I just kept saying basically, I don't want that stop on my bus, especially not on the factory original rear door, and I didn't want to lose the factory stop. Because most of our first gens lost the factory stop when they either needed a door replacement or body or whatever. So I was pretty adamant about that. And so what I'm getting to here is, I had noticed Mason buses. Some of them had the new stop, some of them didn't. The ones that didn't have the new stop passed inspection. So I was just kind of like, I see this, I see this happening on other districts' buses, and, are we still good, to not put the new stop on? And I was just basically told, well, we're not even going to inspect it. We're not even going to have it inspected. So that was the first sign of, I'm going to get my bus. Which, to be fair, even that, I had a feeling that was pretty much the beginning of the end, but I didn't know for sure still by that point. So fast forward to March or April, I had been in communication with a few different people that were, in a higher position within the district, just to get this figured out how we were going to do it. Once it had been confirmed that they were able to do it legally and all that stuff with a direct sale, there was pretty much, that was confirmation that at least that part was going to happen. So then it was decided, okay, well, for us to figure out a fair price, we need to auction some buses and see what they go for. So by March, it was already pretty much decided that, we were going to sell 2 buses or whatever it was. We were going to sell those buses, see what they went for, and just they were going to base that price. So I was having the conversation after this had been decided, I want to be set up for success here. I don't want the school year to end and then not get my bus until halfway through June. I want to get my bus as soon as the school year ends so I can enjoy as much time with it as I can during summer break. So that's when it was decided, okay, we're going to auction the buses in April, so that way it gives us enough time to let the auctions run, see what they go for, and then they can get a number. So, once that all happened, it was then decided, they gave me the number, and, I gotta tell you guys, there was a lot that went on that, I didn't tell you. Obviously, I didn't say, hey, I'm getting my bus. I mean, some of you probably knew, but a lot of it I kept secret until the video released, and there's just so much that went on behind the scenes that, was so cool, or, just interesting, and it was exciting for me. When I went up to our central office to pay for the bus, that was a moment that was, for me, just such a big thing But all it was me driving up there and paying for the bus. Like, it wasn't anything special, but to me, it was a big deal because I was finally getting my bus. So I paid for the bus about a week before I picked it up, because we decided that I was going to pick it up after Memorial Day, because that was the first day after that, the first day of summer break, technically. After Memorial Day, that would have been like a weekday. So, yeah, and I mean, the rest is kind of history from there. You guys have seen the video. If you haven't seen the video, go watch it now. I'll put in a card so you can see it. But it's just it was a pretty big deal, and I don't mean to go on and on and on about it, but basically my whole point here is I got my bus. It was a really big deal. So what I'm getting to here is I basically just want to thank all of you who have been here for the last, well, I mean, the channel's been around for almost 12 years, so we'll just start from that point, because I wanted 50 before I even had this YouTube channel. But the whole point is, all of you and all of your support, I appreciate it. A lot of you probably know what it's like to have that one specific bus that you want to buy. I didn't get my specific, so I bought 4 buses before I even got my bus that I wanted, this 50. So it's like the waiting game I played was long and tiresome. I kept getting, towards the end, I kept getting false hopes, which that's not, I'm not placing blame on anybody for the false hopes. I'm just saying that there were things that were happening that led me to believe, oh, well, maybe I'm going to get my bus now. But all of that didn't really work out at the time. But, in retrospect, the way it all worked out in the end and what I didn't see at the time, the way it would end up working out and did work out was better for me. 2023 was not the year to buy 50. There was just a lot going on in my personal life. And I just, I could have bought it, but then I would have been screwed with something else that ended up happening later that year. So it all worked out in the end. So, like I said, thank you for all of your support. And I'm glad that I get to share this bus with you guys because, I mean, this is a very special bus. It's going to be to the point where 50 is the last of its kind. I mean, we literally only have one bus left that is exactly like 50 in the sense that it has the destination signs and everything else. Like, just 50, that just the specs that this bus has compared to 81, for example, which is our other first gen. I mean, yeah, they're pretty much the same bus, but there are some things that are different. So 40 is the only other one that's like almost identical, exactly like 50. So my whole point is, there's going to be a day where 50 is the last of its kind, at least here in the state of Ohio, or anywhere really, because yeah, there are other first gens like 50, but I mean that are still around. But are they in 50's operational condition? Probably not. They've either been converted, or they're in junkyards, or they're just not in the shape 50's in. So that's my whole thing. 50's a special bus, and I'm glad I get to share it with you guys. So enough about 50. We'll move on. So the summer of this year was awesome because obviously I had my bus. I did decide early on, I can't remember when exactly I first, well, you guys know I wanted to put a new hood on 45, but I ended up getting a hood for 45, which I know that really didn't happen until like September, I think, maybe early October, but it's something that started earlier this year because the hood was presented to me and I was like, yeah, I like that hood. So 45 got a new hood. I'm still mixed about it. I do like the hood, but it needs some work. I don't feel like I'm going to be happy with it until the work is done. So that's something. And there's all kinds of little things that happened this year. For example, I hit 12,000 subscribers. I mean, you guys, I appreciate every single one of you. The fact that a school bus YouTube channel has 12,000 subscribers. Like, I know that there are YouTube channels, school bus YouTube channels that might have a bigger subscriber base. But when you look at it for, frequently posts, the quality of the content, and the type of content, I feel like my channel for, 12,000 subscribers, that's huge. That's just how I feel. I mean, I'm not saying I have the best YouTube channel. I just feel like for what's out there, mine is probably the biggest that actively posts and puts time and effort into the content. And I know recently I've been kind of lax with the content, and I apologize for that, but it's just the weather's not been cooperating. 45's been having its little meltdown, so I've just not had a lot to do. I'm also there's also a lot of other things that are just going on that aren't really necessarily for YouTube. So like my point is I really am doing my best to try to get content out for you guys. But anyways, aside from that, obviously I got my eyes fixed, so that's exciting. I am excited to see where this takes me. I can drive in the dark now. And for those of you who keep asking, my plan is to get my CDL. That is going to be what's on my list for 2025. I am going to get my CDL, and I am going to in some way drive a bus. I want to have it for no other aside from driving a bus as in a job, I want to have it also so that I can drive 45 and it not be a question of can I legally drive this because of how 45 is registered. And I also want to be able to drive 50 if and when I figure out how to get it registered in a way that is not hard on my wallet or just a way that I don't want to register it. Ohio is not necessarily the easiest place to register a retired school bus, and I understand why, but it's just something that for me as an enthusiast it's difficult because 50 is not 25 years old yet, so it can't be considered historical. But I don't want to use it for commercial purposes, but the problem is it's a commercial vehicle because of its size and weight, so it's difficult. There are other states where I could have already had 50 registered, insured, and everything for probably way cheaper than I would be able to here. But that's neither here nor there. I'm hoping to figure it out before the bus turns 25, but we'll see. So back to the eyes. That was a thing that was just a long time coming. A lot of people might not quite understand my thought process here, but I'm going to explain it to you just so you all know. So the doctors think I was born with the cataracts. It's honestly it lines up because my entire life I pretty much needed glasses. So it was something I knew needed to be done, and there was a little bit of unknown with it. But my problem was, and like I said, this might seem like a small thing to some of you who might think, well, you'd want to get your eyes fixed so you can see. Yes, you are correct, but mentally, I had to get my bus. I needed to get my bus, and I was not going to let money be an issue for that. So I needed to get my bus, and then once I got my bus, that allowed me to say, okay, now we can buckle down and get concerned with getting my eyes fixed. So, that's all it was. And now that it's done, it's done. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on the past of, well, don't you wish you would have got this done sooner? Honestly, I don't even want to think about that. Like, I don't look at it like that. It's done, and I can see, and things are looking up for me. Like, that's all there is to it. Like, I'm not going to dwell on the past. So that was just a pretty big deal this year, obviously. So yeah, moving on from the eyes, that was probably the last big thing that happened. Nothing else has really happened since I got my eyes fixed. 45 being acting up. So I'm hoping to get that fixed here soon. I think I know what the problem is, so we'll see what happens. But the weather just doesn't want to cooperate. We're literally getting ready to have a blizzard into next week, so that's going to be fun. I don't look forward to that at all. So my whole point is, thanks for being around for another year. Making videos for you guys makes me happy. I love doing it, and I love being able to interact and just share my hobby with all of you and share these buses with all of you. 2025, I don't know. I pretty much accomplished my one big goal, like this right here. So I don't know. We'll see what happens in 2025. I'm honestly open to wherever the world takes me, I guess. We'll see. I'm not I don't really have anything that I like am hoping for, or want to plan for, or any kind of goal for 2025. I guess I just want to continue working on bettering myself, because that is something I've been working on. I've been trying to live healthier, and be better on some things that I know I could be better on. So I'm still working towards that, I guess you could say. And other than that, I mean, we're gonna see where it takes us, I guess. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, as it will be the last video of 2024. Well, I guess not even the last video of 2024, because, well, I don't know. Maybe I will post it before midnight tonight. Anyways, thanks for the support. Thanks for watching, and here's to the next year worth of BusBoy501 Productions.